All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Oh, I think it's, yeah. All right. Hello. Well, I'm not going to do my YouTube intro, but what's up? Welcome back to the pod. It's been so long. It's been, I mean, what, a couple, like a month maybe. It's been a fat minute.
Yeah.
But I thought, since it was hard to get like one consistent member on, I thought I would just invite different people on. Um, Oh yeah, it's been 2 months. Jesus Christ. I'm probably gonna rebrand it, so I don't want to say it's the Losers Podcast yet, because I might want to rebrand it because there's only one person in it, so it wouldn't make sense. But I'm joined here today by Lil Lex.
Yeah, boy.
Good to see you, my brother. How you doing?
Yeah, bro. I'm doing pretty good, bro.
That's good to
Love
hear.
this album I got.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, they don't even know about that yet. You can't be.
Yeah, bro. They don't even know, bro.
They can't know.
They
That's
don't
the
even know.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I kind of wanted to start up the podcast too, because there's a lot of that's been going on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean with the world now, obviously that shit's like not for us
Yeah.
to talk about, but with music, with maybe a certain group, I don't want to like do a whole thing for it yet, just because I got a lot of shit to do too. I know you got singles to drop, whatever. But
Yeah.
we'll make it known at least that, drum roll please, we are starting a group. You call it a group, right? Like not like a label.
Yeah, it
Although
doesn't really matter. It's a
yeah, like
artist thing. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like a ASAP Mob or
Yeah.
something like that. Although for the
Yeah.
for the Dead and Buried album for the record label, I put YRC Records.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Also, I don't know how much I'm gonna upload on the podcast. Just because it's already hard, like with my second channel. So I'll probably just upload to this whenever I can.
Yeah.
But we're starting a group called YRC, or Young Rebel Crew, aka YRC. Just YRC is easy to say, whatever. We're not gonna do that like little, ASAP Lex or something like that, or YRC.
No,
Yeah,
no.
we're not doing that shit.
No,
But
no, that's not gonna work out. Bro.
yeah, no, it's not. But
No, no. More like YSL. More like it's not.
yeah,
They
like
don't have like yeah.
we're just gonna kind of be like making music together. We're working on tape right now. Which is very much in the future, but we're just trying to it's good to collaborate, you know what I mean. That tape's almost done. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, bro. And then we're gonna like wait on it for like
I mean we'll probably just make more music and then go more in depth with deciding. Also, if you didn't know, my album Dead and Buried is coming out August 14th.
This Friday.
Yes sir.
Let's go.
The music video for the single I dropped from the album, called Slow, is coming out August 12th. Probably like in the middle of the day. I don't want to drop it at like midnight or something like that. But the actual premiere is out, right? I think on YouTube, so you can like turn on the notification to wait. Or, hop in the live chat, say what's up, whatever. But yeah. And then last thing, so I'm having a listening party for the album, August 13th at like 11:30. So you can come in. I'll probably start it like a little bit beforehand, like maybe like 11:20, just to get people in and you know what I mean. But we'll probably start listening to the album at like 11:30 probably, because it's a 30. It's like a 32-minute album. You know what I mean? So you're going to be hearing it, basically all of it early, you know what I mean? Which is, kind of cool. But yeah, enough about, myself. I'm here as not an interviewer, but, so, you dropped your first single. Well, you technically dropped 90s first, right?
I scrapped it.
You scrap? Why did you scrap it?
I waited too long. I got way too much better. And like the quickest amount of like you could hear 90s and then you hear that unreleased shit you got, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell a big difference. I scrapped it. I took it
Yeah.
off everything. Everything.
Yeah. I
And
mean, how
so
much music did you make in between that point of like 90s and, you know, the kind of in between when you really improved?
uh an album, let's see. Like an album, like probably a quarter into the next one and then the stuff on the tape with y'all on
Yeah.
wire seat.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a ton of
That's
music
pretty much it.
that I know about behind the scenes, but I mean, like for people who
Yeah.
are just finding out about you, it's like you only got 2 songs. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Like this, probably next week after Dead and Buried comes out.
hmm
My friends, they're dropping this track on me. All right.
oh, dude, can we
I'm
know
gonna
who that
drop a
friend is?
single. His name is Trace Movic, and his name is called in the rap game called Tracy Poo. And I'm
Tracy
like,
Poo.
and I said, Poo's in your name.
Is he like a rapper or?
No, he literally hasn't done anything. He just made a song.
And it's like a diss on
First
you?
thing. It's a it's a diss,
I
yeah. But
mean,
I'm
dude,
only gonna
it's
drop it on SoundCloud. It's not really
yeah.
like yeah.
It's crazy though, because like the amount of support you've gotten like so quickly is like, I mean
Yeah.
like I mean Rising Up got how many plays on SoundCloud? Like 200 something.
Two yeah.
Like that's like, you know, it's good to see that no matter what
Yeah.
you do, you'll have people behind you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Hunted out now. On
yeah.
Spotify got like 40 streams.
Yeah, no,
No, that's
it's
yeah.
working. It's working. Featuring
Yeah.
I did a reaction on it, and it's like I think it
Yeah.
got like 31 views, which is like good for my second channel.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Rising Up reaction is my most popular video, and I was like, what? Like,
Yeah, bro.
bro, this
My
kid's
my people my people too, bro.
yeah.
I
You
promote you.
said
They
that,
know about
yeah,
you, bro.
exactly. That's real shit. I mean, it's crazy because when I talked to you about this, it's like when you make music and then like you finish an album and you plan on releasing it so much later, it's like you don't really it's so hard for you not to drop it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Like I want to drop like I'm ready to drop in like September, but I don't want to.
yeah, I
I'm
feel
trying to
that.
force myself back, bro.
Yeah, it's just like because you're just sitting on it, and it's different because like when you have like a record label or like a team behind you, you know what I mean? It's like you don't really have an option, you know what I mean? Like your contract binds you
Yeah.
to a certain thing, or you have more people around you being like, hey, yo, you can't do this and whatever. But when you're independent, you kind of make your own decisions. It's like you end up you finish things a lot quicker, because you have like, and especially in a time like this where it's like we have all the time in the world to make music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I really want to drop this like right now,
Yeah, but
but you know,
and there's like,
yeah,
a lot of marketing that goes into it,
yeah.
That's
I
why
need to like
you're
properly roll out the album.
exactly, yeah. That's why you're like, yo, take down the 100 reaction because you're like,
No, like yeah. I thought like no, it originally came out Wednesday. I didn't want it to come out Wednesday. I wanted it to come out on Friday, but it came
yeah.
out Wednesday. And I was like, whoa, this is early. And I'm like, let's just screw it.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's doing well too, so it's like it obviously worked. Um,
Yeah.
I
Usually I like
think,
to drop on Fridays, but like I haven't even dropped the song on Friday yet, and that's what I want to do. It's
yeah, is that
not
like,
happened
and
yet.
the
So
thing is
I
too,
mean,
it's like, when the reaction to your song, or Rising Up, like when I originally dropped that, like I was like, oh, it's because it's a reaction, but I'm like I did a reaction to Surf a while ago, and like with Sway Vegas, and they did pretty good. They were around 30 views or whatever, but I'm like, yours is at 68. You know what I mean? It was like, it
Yeah,
was obviously because it was you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Which I think is super sick. You know, that you have people behind you like that.
No, yeah. I got like a ton of people, like couple of my friends. They're on like the basketball team. Shout out
Yeah,
Grant. He he always comments like not on Insta but like on Snap, and he's like, "Bro, you're fire," and he
yeah,
puts it on. He play like blasted in his room. He's like he loves my song. So like that's probably it. He might be doing it all day or something, but I don't know. Also, like a ton of people like liked my post on Insta. So like that's
yeah,
even though I used to like never like do music. It's like this year. Before that, I just dropped like not drop like post normal, you know.
yeah. I mean, you created like a whole
So,
nother account for it. So I mean,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
already at like what, like 200 followers. You know, like
yeah,
um, I think it just shows like how when you're in the position where you have your fan base is your friends, you know what I mean? It's people you know.
yeah,
It's again like a blessing and the curse in a way of like it's you know you're always going to get a good amount of support on whatever you drop, you know what I mean? But it's also just hard to break out of that, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because like, you know, um it takes like when someone who's not in that area, you know, so it starts to spread. That's like when it starts to, you know what I mean? And that's like, you know, what I'm pushing for, what you're pushing for, what, you know, like anyone in our group, you know, like is pushing for, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
yeah, and I don't want to talk about any the unreleased that I know about without spoiling it, but I
I
will
mean,
say,
I'm fine with it, but just like don't drop any names. Like,
yeah,
how you feeling? I don't know. Yeah,
all I'll say is that it's not what you've heard now.
it's different. It's
It's
different.
different. Yeah. Um,
Still rap, but it's different.
yeah. And also, uh, I think it's good, especially with marketing for a story, because I know the album is a story. You know what I mean? Like for you.
Yeah,
And it's not like I did this and then I did this. Like, you know, it's more of just like
yeah,
compiling and whatever. And I kind of learned very quickly where it's like when you're marketing an album, you can't just tell the story. Like, be like, oh, okay, uh, here's what I got from it, because that's you're putting it out like that's how people are supposed to perceive it. But with music, people are supposed to perceive it any way they feel right or any way they see it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Artists, bro.
trying to tell them like what it is isn't gonna work. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm
Yeah,
happy
you
when
can't be direct.
exactly, and that's I'm happy like when I heard your album. Um, I was like, I'm happy you didn't give me any context or any precursors. You were just like, hey yo, like here's the thing, like just go into it. And I definitely got my own story from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to have you again on here when you drop it, so we could both tell our stories about it. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Facts, facts, facts. Like,
So
drop it. Maybe I think October. That's like the October, November. That's what
yeah,
I'm going
and
for.
plus when school starts like kind of getting up again, like you're gonna start to feel like the, you know what I mean? Like all right,
It's going faster, like towards like the
which isn't
drop
a
date.
bad
Like that's
thing
what.
in the way of like you don't feel the pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I've been recording so much music over this quarantine summer break because I know in school I would have like little to no time. So
Yeah,
like that's why I'm doing like a ton of shit and now I'm gonna wait on it, which is, as you say, a blessing and a oh
yeah,
yeah.
and one thing I think that's going to be cool, which is I think how everything's going to roll out is that um, I think it's going to start off as you're taking everyone in one way, like, you know, everyone's like, and I kind of did this with Mixed Emotions where like a while ago where I released a bunch of these like um, you know, these like banger type songs, whatever. The one thing I did wrong though, is I kind of gave the precursor of like, but the album's going to be like this. So expect this as I drop. And it would have been cool. And I think it'll be cool if you do it where you drop a bunch of like bangers and a bunch of like, you know, songs that people are like, oh shit, like I'm in the, like, you know what I mean? But then you drop this whole emotional like album where people got to sit back and be like, yo, this like,
This guy's many flows, bro.
yeah. And it's got me thinking, it's got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is always, it shows versatility. It shows, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's always going to be more typical that the song that took you 5 minutes is going to do better than the song that took you like hours, you know what I mean?
Days, bro.
Yeah, is that like, I mean, how long did it take you to record that song for I don't want to spoil any of it, but Vroom. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vroom vroom. Oh.
Yeah,
That one.
I just don't want to say it. Yeah.
The way.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That. So the beat took me like, I don't know, 20 minutes. I'm pretty fast, right? No, I'm just kidding. But like the actual vocals, the lyrics, I got inspired by Trippy Red.
With
Correct.
what? With what song?
Mac 10.
Oh
Lil
yeah, you did
Baby.
say that. You did say that.
Yeah, I got inspired by, yeah. And so it took me, since I'm doing like a certain part of the song, it took me about like 30 minutes, not too long.
Yeah, and the way that it kind of sounds, the chorus for me, it kind of reminds me of like you can hear the lyrics in it, but it's like it's like kind of, I won't say a mess, but it's like it all kind of comes together in this like really.
Yeah.
I have to play you an example for you to get what I mean, but all right, so in the chorus for this, right? Like it's like a bunch of vocals, you know what I mean? But I feel
Yeah.
that's how Rari Way works, where there's still flow to it, but it's like there's all these different, like the ad libs are coming, and then
Yeah.
there's like, and I think it comes really well. I don't know if I came hard enough on it, bro.
Bro, you went pretty hard, bro. We just need that one other artist, bro. He
Essential my
said,
fitted bars go hard like they shots at your
I mean,
fitted.
let me show with it.
We can't.
No, they're gonna leak.
Yeah,
No, but yeah.
here to switch up, topic a little bit, because
Unreleased, bro. That song,
yeah,
by the way, ain't coming out on my album, so y'all
yeah,
probably will forget it soon.
I mean that's gonna be more of like a single though, I assume, right?
It'll be single and something else.
All right, before we reveal any other shit, I'm gonna switch the topic. So I know that obviously we're doing a podcast right now, no shit, but is there any podcast that like you listen to, like in specific?
I mean, not really. I don't really go into podcasts, but like if I like, I only like the only thing related to a podcast I'd watch would be like those things with like I don't know what they're called, something in like LA or something, but like they get like artists like Polo G and they like use like some beat that like just recently came out and they have them like freestyle
I
and
don't
then they
understand
just
that.
talk about it. Yeah,
Do you know?
you haven't really
Are
seen
you
that? It's like
talking
on YouTube.
about? Are you talking about like Westwood TV or anything like that?
I don't know the name of it. I didn't really look at it. It was like Polo G freestyles over Sanguine Paradise.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, no,
Like
that's more of like a show, or like a radio
yeah.
show, but yeah, I mean, like podcast wise, I listen to the TMG podcast.
Oh yeah.
I actually just got their Patreon because I mean I like it so much. I end up running through the contest so much, but I think that the cool thing with podcasts though, just if you're ever like wanna start listening to podcasts or whatever, it's very diverse in what you can listen to. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit where it's like you can, like TMG podcast where it's like a lot of comedy and a lot of jokes and it'll like make you laugh, you know what I mean? But there's also shit like Joe Rogan and um, where it's very informational and it's very, you know, like you learn a lot about just life in general when and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I think that it's always good. Like I know there's people who like they can't do anything without listening to a podcast, but there's also
Yeah.
people where it's like, you know, like they might put it on like just to chill out like a night or something. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah. Facts.
it's just interesting. Like it. You said didn't you tell me once what year you got into hip hop or like started listening
Oh,
to it?
I don't know. Like hip hop in general. Like
Yeah.
I don't think maybe I don't know. If I did, I don't remember. But like the actual year, like the first thing I would listen to would be Post Malone and like Bruno Mars. That was
Okay.
like when I started hip hop and like music in general. And then sometimes like Latin music by like my mom, she'll just blast in the cars. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. And then like into like rap, hip hop. That was more like seventh grade actually. Seventh grade,
Yeah.
sixth grade. So like that was like when was that? 2017.
Yeah.
Love is Rage 2.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
like my like probably one of my favorite albums. And
It's
then
always the album you first listen to is the one that always sticks with you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And also like Cardi's self-titled
yeah.
that too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because like a lot of people who are I wouldn't say old heads, but people who grew up in a different generation, it's like they're
Yeah.
surprised when like we don't know every Eminem lyric and whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, me personally, I've dived into a lot of like Eminem or Nas or whatever, but it's like Roddy Ricch even said this. He was like, I didn't grow up on Tupac and Biggie and whatever. Like I grew up on Young Thug and Future, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's like, what do you expect me to like remember more? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I like grew up. That's what I listened. I was out on the radio all the time.
Yeah,
Like Young
exactly.
Thug and Future.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, what I grew up on was I grew up on Logic,
Yeah,
um,
Logic.
and so I'd hear like random ass songs in the car, um, like playing like some
Yeah.
random pop song or like some hip hop, not even hip hop, like hip hop, where it's like some so far gone Drake type shit. But it's
Yeah.
but I remember it, and I kind of want to make a video essay about it. I have one written, but I don't know. Um, where I like went on YouTube and I searched like I can't remember why I was on. It was like when YouTube had the I don't know if you remember. It was when the logo was just a TV.
Oh
Yeah, like it didn't have like the or
yeah.
anything. It was just a TV. Um, I never used it. I always used the website, but I remember I looked up Logic, or I don't even think I looked up Logic. I just got it in my recommended, and I listened to Ballin', and like until recently, and I still know most of the lyrics. I knew like every lyric to it, like no matter what, you know what I mean? But it's like I
Yeah.
bet if like I went back and like put on like Dark Queen, you know every lyric, you know what I mean? It's like the same shit, you know what I mean? It was just I got into it earlier, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely got into it. Like 2017 was like I actually got into rap. Like hip
Yeah,
hop 2014 maybe, 2015.
yeah,
I
and
think I went to like my first and only concert for like my 13th birthday.
to who?
Oh, that was in 2017. Yeah. To Bruno Mars, Fort
Oh,
Lauderdale.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then the first concert I went to was Sunfest. I went to Logic, and then
Shit, yeah.
yeah, I went to him again, but then I went to Tyler and Jaden, but like that's all I've really.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like I don't know. I've always admired concerts, and I've always been like, yo, that'd be sick to go to, and I just never end up going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same. It always happens to me. But like my parents are probably around, you're gonna get killed or like someone's gonna give you weed or something
If
like
you go
that.
to
I don't
like
know.
Rolling
Yeah.
Loud or Coachella or
Yeah,
Travis
Rolling
Scott,
Loud.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sunfest. Here's the thing, Sunfest is, I don't know if you've been to Sunfest. I don't know if Bruno Mars was at Sunfest when you went. Do you remember?
I know it was in I don't think fest. It was some like Fort Lauderdale or something. I don't know. In the
Okay.
Hollywood, not Holly. I don't know. Wildcats
Y-
ice hockey rink or something
Yeah,
like that.
but for Sunfest, it's like if Coachella was not as Coachella, if that makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
it's like kind of like one of those like week long like bunch of venues or whatever, but it's like, you know, the less
Yeah.
drugged out version of it. Um, so it's like it kind of it. My point being, it depends on where you go. If you go to a Bruno Mars concert, you
That's
know you're
yeah.
gonna be
You're gonna
fine.
find. Yeah,
Yeah,
like if you're like Playboy Cardi, Travis Scott. Yeah.
yeah, like
That's
especially Travis Scott, Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it was interesting because it's like if I didn't hear that specific Logic song, I don't think I would have been into hip hop as much, at least at the time. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
bet like if you heard like if like one of the first hip hop songs you heard was Kendrick Lamar, "I'm Dying of Thirst," like
Yeah.
you probably wouldn't be into it as much. And I think that's because, you know, when you're younger, you don't kind of understand certain things. So it's like when you listen to music, you just want to hear like, you know, you just want to have something you can like move to or
Yeah.
you know, whatever. Um, but it's like if the first hip hop song you heard was like a crazy deep like Kendrick song where he's like talking about all the shit, you would be like, all right, you know, whatever. Like because you can't admire it the
Yeah.
same way. And I
Mhm.
mean, even back in the day, it was like, you know, Tupac had songs where it was like, you know, not as deep and it was more groovy or whatever. And people like, you know, that's what got them into hip hop. But I bet if they heard, you know, changes like his deeper, more serious song, people, I don't like maybe younger people wouldn't be into it as much. You get my point?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say it without being disrespectful, but oh yeah. So here's one thing that's been happening recently. So uh you know how I told you about how people in the Dream music video
Oh
that
yeah. You put it on Snap, right? Or Insta.
yeah um
Yeah, I don't know what they're just they think you said that.
yeah is that here's the
What?
thing, right? Yeah,
No, you
so
never said that. You never
it's
said
yeah,
that.
here's the story, right? Here, can I put my phone up here so often? So basically, I have a song called Dream featuring Sway
Soy
Vegas,
Vegas.
Adrian. I'm gonna call him Adrian from now on, and Lil
Yeah.
San and or Sandier. Um, if you did know, if you haven't seen the video, Sway Vegas is of Hispanic descent. All right,
Yes.
this shouldn't
Yeah.
be a complication if he says the M word. Agreed?
Yeah. Agreed. Also, like where he goes to school. Like,
Like yeah, like
see.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and you know, like if people are like that's an issue, then why do we let 6ix9ine say it? Why do we let Pump say it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it goes either way. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
And
a
you
lot
never
of
say that. You
yeah,
never.
exactly. And
I don't say it either.
yeah,
I
it's
don't say it.
personal choice.
So
You know what I
like,
mean? Like
yeah.
yeah, I mean, like of course I would never say it, whatever. But
Yeah.
it very obviously it's at like 20 if you want like 20 seconds in the voice changes and it cuts to Adrian.
And it sounds like him too. It doesn't sound like
Yeah,
AJ
yeah, it doesn't sound like me at all. So
Yeah.
Jiminy Cricket, and here's the thing, I'm not one of those people who's like, stop hating on my song. Why you hate my
Yeah.
song? Like, if you don't like it, like that's your choice. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I don't think you should
Yeah.
be saying the M word anymore. Just saying for
Yeah.
the future. Thank you, Jiminy Cricket, for trying to help me out. But newsflash, I very and if it was like, I guess the audio, I have a little more sympathy for because it's like maybe Adrian sounds like a white dude, You know what I mean? Like someone confident and said white people shouldn't say the N word. I'm like, that's why a white person didn't say the N word. But here's the funny thing, right? It's my most popular song, or it's one of them. You know what I mean? Like,
Dreams. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it like if you went on Rising Up, it's like, you know, would you be surprised to see people being like, "Yo, this sucks"?
Oh, there's some kid, literally, it's probably some like gay ass faggot. And he said like some like long sentence and how like it relates to North Korea and how it sucks. I'm like, bro, so I went to his profile, right?
Uh huh.
And he said like, the N word, like you could tell he wasn't like black or anything because how he spelled the N word was like
Is it
put
on
up
Rising
my
Up?
it's on Rise It Up SoundCloud, yeah.
Oh wait.
And some
Oh, okay. Hold on. I
Minecraft
want to
thing.
find. I want to.
Just look at his profile. Look at his profile.
I want to
You'll
find this.
understand what
Hold
I
up.
said. And some he like talks about like North Korea and like all my friends like who is this kid? Put on my
That's the
snap too. I'm like
yeah.
whoever. I put on my snap and I was like, yo, whoever this kid is, I could expose your ass. And I went to his profile and I saw what he said. And I'm like, oh, I can expose your ass.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, if you don't like the song, you're just like, yo, I don't really like the song, or like I don't, you know, whatever. That's your business.
That's
You don't
okay.
have to
Yeah,
like it. But it's like when you're connecting
yeah,
shit to North Korea or
yeah.
trying to
You're
pin
going too
people's.
far.
Yeah, exactly. It's like and like what do you gain from this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um
Like, oh, you roasted Lil Lex on one song. Oh my god.
yeah, like and it's I mean it's better to not give it attention, but there's certain situations where it's like, you know, I don't want people to get it
Yeah.
taken out of context, Kex, and make it like I said the N word or something.
Yeah.
This shit is hot garbage. It almost drove me into insanity, but luckily I stopped listening to it. This shit could be used in North Korean torture. Oh, you're right, Lil Craft.
No craft. Go to his profile.
Yeah, I'm not reading that. What's poppin'? I'm not saying that. Boy,
Yeah.
Lil Craft, and I'm a Craft gang. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just trolls, but I mean,
Yeah.
you just
It's
gotta
probably
think
some
of it
like
as like,
bots on the
yeah, you just gotta think of it as like, you know, we're making music and albums and trying to make a name for ourselves, and it's like you're on SoundCloud, you know, trying to
yeah.
connect people to North Korea with your Minecraft, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, like
and
nah.
it's not trying to
Yeah,
think
yeah.
of it in a way where it's like I'm better than every. It's more in a way of like, let's just face facts here. You know what I mean? Let's just see
Yeah.
what's really going on. Um, but yeah, no, I think that when I mean it's always gonna happen when you make music. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be haters.
yeah, and it's like I don't even like the term hater anymore because it's like it
Yeah.
got so run into the dirt. You know what I mean? With like
Yeah.
Jake Paul saying it, whatever. Also, speaking of Jake, did you hear what happened to his house?
Uh no.
He got raided by the
I
FBI.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, they found like a bunch of guns in his house.
Oh shit. Oh, I saw like on Instagram that Jake Paul is more street than you think or something like that. There's
Yeah,
like a bunch
yeah.
of guns, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
Screwface John reacted to it and he was like, "How do you know what a brick costs?" And then he was like, he tweeted, he's like, "Maybe Jake do know what a brick costs." It was like funny. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I think it apparently it's the dude Armani, um, who like is one of his friends or something, and
Yeah.
yeah, he like, I mean, apparently he's like just a crime lord type of guy, like, and he's kind of just dragged that lifestyle into Jake a little bit, just by
Yeah.
being his friend, um, and I mean, I don't really know what's gonna happen with the whole situation, if it's gonna be um, like Jake gets in trouble for it, or I mean, whatever happens, but I mean, Jake has it coming for him. You know what I mean? Like dude's just not a good person. Like,
Yeah. How
I
do you
mean,
think of his song Fresh Out of London?
I thought it was good, but he didn't write it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He was saying I think Logan Paul's thing that he wrote. I'm like, No, he
Yeah,
definitely
no,
didn't write that.
he said, yeah, me and my friend wrote it and we were going bar for bar. And
I'm
I'm
like,
like, then you
no.
didn't write it. Like you
Yeah.
might like, and even then, okay, have you heard that Kill Jasper song that sounds exactly like it? And Kill Jasper is apparently the ghostwriter.
No, but
Here,
yeah.
if you listen to it, here, I'll play it.
Yeah, I might
You'll
have heard it
know,
before. Yeah.
you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That boy up with his coffin and feet, think he watching and plotting on me, and I know they some oppers, so we got it off my OG, just caught him a chop with his.
That sounds exactly the same.
Exactly, yeah. And then obviously the Jake song. And I think Kill Jasper made that song before Jake Paul dropped his thing. Yeah, it's
I mean, the song is pretty good based on like other songs he's done,
oh, of
but
course.
like he
Yeah.
definitely didn't. He didn't.
He didn't
He
write it,
didn't.
he didn't do
He
it.
just said it. He just said it. He didn't. He didn't make anything. He
Yeah.
just got a sheet of paper that the songwriter gave him, and he's like, and then yeah.
It's so funny because he thinks like he's better than KSI, and it's like
No, KSI is so like I actually in my book, KSI I feel is like better than like the like underground rappers of like US like G Herbo. I mean, no
you think he's better than
disrespect.
G Herbo?
G Herbo, I he's good. Like him. Like KSI, he might be not better, but more of like a bigger artist than
No,
like G
no,
Herbo.
no,
If you know what
not
I'm
G
saying.
Herbo. No, no.
Or like Lil
G
Durk or
Herbo.
like something like that.
I mean, if you're talking about like
I mean, G Herbo, I love him, but I feel like he's not a young thug. He's a future. He's not a
he is
bigger
more just
artist.
he is more
He's
just
good.
he's legendary, dude. He has so much respect. Like you know, and KSI is like
Yeah,
working his way up to. I think you just can't really compare him. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I feel
They're
like
just
KSI
different
still
rappers.
writes his songs though,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And
KSI is doing his stuff.
one thing Jake doesn't understand about writer credits is that if you're in the room, like in the studio, and you like maybe say, "Hey, yo, change that word to this." You're a writer on
Yeah,
the song. You know what I mean? Or even sometimes it's like if you're sitting in the room, you're a writer. You know what I mean? Or and that also
yeah,
includes producers, people who arranged it, people that, like all of that.
yeah. It's not like that one like website thing, right?
ASCAP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's like on Eminem's album, there's like 6 writers for every song. It doesn't mean Eminem didn't
Yeah.
had 6 writers to write every song.
Those people were present when it was written.
Yeah, and they were doing like producing or something else, or I mean, half the time
Yeah,
it's just someone who was there. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
and it's just like it just shows that you know Jake's like I've been working in my basement making music. I'm like you put out one nice song, like yo, like you can't be talking like you have it. You know what I
the
mean?
simulation is probably so much better.
It
Definitely
is,
so
dude.
much better.
Than anything he's
Yeah,
ever like. And I didn't even love
yeah,
Dissimulation. I thought it was
yeah.
pretty
I
good.
know.
Like
Like a few songs on there.
yeah, like I liked you know Wake Up Call, Domain, Million.
Yeah,
I thought there was a lot to be improved, but I thought it was a solid attempt. And before Jake can prove that he can do something like that by himself, no, not by himself, but like you know his own song for an
yeah,
album and even be able to talk about deeper shit without sounding cringy as hell, you're not even in the same league as KSI. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's like if you want to call this a deep song, like shut the fuck up.
yeah, yeah,
Like you're like it's just and it's people like him that are just it's so hard to see people like that just have any sort of like attention. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like homie literally had a huge party during a pandemic.
yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, and it's like even like Tana Bangu or whatever,
Yeah.
like threw that or was at a party and then screamed like, "We don't give a fuck," and then people were like, oh, well, that's not good. And then she's like, we were talking
Yeah.
about the beef we were in, and I'm like, you just don't like to be wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like respect like you and Matt and Luke, and because it's like, you don't have to flash your accomplishments in people's faces, and you don't have to, you know, like tell
Yeah.
everyone that you're fire and whatever. You kind of
Oh,
go
look at
that way
my new
because
fire song.
yeah,
I'm
and
so
it's
good. This guy sucks. Not no, I'm just saying, look at my new song.
yeah,
Check it
and it's
out.
like you're even the beef you're talking about. Like that's for fun, you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
Whatever.
they did it for fun. There's no
Yeah,
wanting to do a diss track on me, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do the same on SoundCloud.
yeah,
He's
and I
He's dropping it Friday. I was like, no, I'm not dropping Friday. That's when Skelly dropping. So I'm a
respect.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's dropping Friday, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen to it. You keep it up for 1 week,
Yeah,
then I'll join. So you're like not wasting my time. You know
exactly.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and it's definitely good. Like, you know, um, here's the thing. It's like I regret. I think me and Matt both regret that beef we had because it was like it was like I started it because I had issues with him that I didn't really even have. It was just I was grasping at straws because I just kind of wanted to be in a beef. I guess but just because of my own I was like I want to get some anger out, and I'm like because that's um
Yeah,
like I was just not in a good place about it, and then Matt made like the 21-minute response video, and we both didn't even apologize because we both kind of knew we were like we shouldn't have done. It was like I shouldn't
yeah,
have started it and dropped the diss track, and Matt's like I shouldn't have, whatever. He never said that, but I'm the way we've talked about it and the way we've expressed it. That's kind of because it was weird. I didn't. I just like hit him up once, and I was like, hey, I know we had our beef, whatever, but like you're doing good with music, keep it up, whatever. And then we're just like cool after that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I mean, it's always good to have a beef for fun. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like with your friends, you're like, I don't
Yeah.
know, I'll promote you somehow, but like it's fun. You're doing music because you like it, not
Yeah,
because you're
exactly.
forced to do it. Unless that's your job, and you don't like music.
Yeah.
Still, music is like something you do for fun. You're like, if you don't like music, you're not gonna go singing like, oh, like no.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, with music, it's like, it's different from like an office job because you like, a lot of the people, it's like you're like, I have a passion for working in an office 9 hours a day. You know what I mean? And it's like you
Yeah,
can do that, that's cool, but your passion and your interests are probably in something else. With music,
yeah,
it starts off because you have that interest and that passion in it. You know what I mean? And then you
yeah,
build off of that, and that's why Logic retired because he didn't like doing it anymore. He didn't find that passion with it anymore. You
yeah.
know what
He
I
could
mean?
have made so much more money if I kept on making albums, but
Exactly. And
he just stopped.
enforcing out shit and whatever. And he was just like,
Yeah,
I don't like the rap game anymore. Like I'm out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And which I respect. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
mm,
you know.
yeah. Same
Uh,
here.
all right. I think we've been going for like 45 minutes now. Would you say?
Oh yeah, dang, that's a hell of a long
Yeah,
time.
I lost time, dude. Uh, thank
That's a
you.
lengthy podcast. Yeah,
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you for joining me. I know
No,
it's
you're
really last
welcome.
minute. I literally,
First podcast.
yeah, I literally just I hit him up and I was like, hey, yo, I'm trying to revive the podcast. Like, you want, come on for an episode.
Yeah, bro. I
Yeah,
haven't even
'cause-
done a podcast. It's gonna help both of us.
yeah, my throat hurts. I gotta go upload this and sleep. Like that's my, you know
Mm.
what I'm saying. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you guys for watching, and make sure you know, I'll link all his shit in the description. But subscribe to his YouTube, listen to his music, follow him on Instagram, all the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same here for Ajskells. Let's go. And it
Hell
cut out
yeah.
for me like just right now. And
Yeah,
it
I
cut
said
out.
connection's unstable. All
Yeah.
right. So thank you all for watching and peace.
Peace, boy.